Today, we're going to be refoaming the woofer from a Baby Advent 2 speaker. As you can see, this one is in pretty rough shape. The first step after uninstalling the speaker is removing the old foam surround. We start by using a small knife to pierce the glue that holds the trim on, and then we slowly make our way around the entire edge. Be careful, the goal here is to get it off in one piece. It will break apart if we're too reckless. Once you've made your way around the entire edge, carefully remove the trim and save it for later. We will need it at the end. What we're left with is a bunch of leftover debris and glue around the rim, and we're going to start by scraping off the big pieces. I'm using a chisel, but you could use a paint scraper, a knife, a railroad spike. Just find something that can scrape and get to work. Don't worry about the glue for now, we're just getting the big pieces off in our first pass. To handle the glue, we're going to apply a small amount of Goo Gone to the rim, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Be very careful to not get any on the cone, because it will stain the cone and it will look absolutely terrible. After your 10 minutes are up, use your scraping implement to take care of the rest of the glue. When it's done, it should be smooth, bare metal. Next, we're going to take our knife, tilt it at a 45-degree angle, and carefully remove any foam on the edge of the cone. Be careful not to press too hard or scrape the cone itself. To remove the remaining glue residue on the cone, we're going to spray it down with some rubbing alcohol. And then use a paper towel to gently wipe it off. We're done with the cleanup. Next, we're going to start gluing down the inner ring of the foam. I buy my foam and glue from Springfield speakers, but there are a ton of other great options out there. With the foam placed upside down on the speaker, we're going to carefully apply a small, steady bead of glue on the inner ring. Then we wait about 2 minutes for the glue to set and reach its maximum adhesive power. Carefully flip the foam over and gently press the inner ring of the foam to the cone in a smooth, circular motion. Be sure to let the glue dry for at least an hour or two before moving on to the next step. Next, we're going to hook the speaker up to a tone generator to make sure the voice coil is nice and centered. I've got a small amp, a phone with the freaking awesome tone generator installed, a USB to aux adapter, and the amp is hooked up directly to the speaker's terminals with some standard speaker wire. This is the fun part, adhering the outer ring of the foam. Before we start, let's make sure our tone generator is working. Now, similar to the inner ring, we're going to carefully apply a small, steady bead of glue on the outer ring of the metal right under the foam. While the glue is still wet, we want to center the voice coil. Let's go to the settings menu of the app to lower the minimum frequency to 1 Hz first. Then, we give the speaker a short burst of 1 Hz frequency. This allows the foam to float into place so the voice coil doesn't rub. Once that's done, press down on the outer edge of the surround so it lays flat against the basket. Next, we'll test a few low frequencies, 40, 50, and 60 Hz, to make sure there's no voice coil rub. If you hear scratching, buzzing, or any sound other than a clean sine wave, gently adjust the position of the surround until the noise disappears. In this case, everything sounds good, so we're going to continue to flatten the edge of the surround and let the glue adhere into place. Once again, be sure to let the glue dry for at least an hour or two before moving on. We're in the home stretch now. Time to put the trim back on. First, we'll remove any scraggly bits from the trim. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we want it to look nice and not have any weird edges. Put it upside down on your speaker, and using the same glue as before, apply a small, steady bead of glue all the way around. It's good to let the glue sit for about 2 minutes so that it isn't too runny and we can get a good, clean placement. Flip it back around, paying close attention to lining up the screw holes. Then, clean up any excess glue or debris. Flip the speaker over on your workspace. I like to let the glue finish curing overnight before reinstalling it into the cabinet. If you followed all the steps and then reinstalled the driver, you should now have a baby Advent speaker that looks and sounds as amazing as the day it was built. Thanks for watching.